These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I here recording on, I forget the date,
14th.
Sunday, July 14th. I forgot what day it was. We're still in Vegas for a couple more days after this. We just recorded with Andrew Claudio of Nick's Film School. That's going to be out later in the week, so go check out our episode with him. It was another in-person pod. It was dope. We're going to try to fix the audio by muting when the other person's talking. I don't think it was too bad in the pod we dropped the other day, but anyways, we're doing Mailbag today. Mailbag video. Also, sorry. If I'm here and we're doing it live, probably not gonna be able to do timestamps because just not.
What do we need timestamps for?
It's just like so people can skip around the video. They know what's what.
Oh, okay.
Or like
yeah.
It's just harder. Anyways, email today. I'm just remembering now that I have to sign into my email because I got a new phone. So Sam, how you doing today? While I sign in,
I'm doing pretty good. Interesting that we had to figure out the lighting in this room. Excited. I think we have quite a bit of emails today, so it should be a pretty fun show. Overall, good time so far in Vegas. A lot of NBA stuff around. We talked about on the pod yesterday. If you haven't watched yet, go check it out. It's up on the channel. We talked about the first Summer League game. We talked about all of the players. We gave them grades, and it is a good recap for you if you missed the game. Shout out to our legs for being, my legs for just being.
Your legs are cooked.
Essentially.
Do I not know the password for this?
Beams.
What a disaster that would be. I mean, I could just do it on a laptop, but I'm afraid that's going to mess up the connection. What a start.
Do you want me to just do it?
Nah, hold up. I'll do it on the laptop. I guess that way I can share it to the screen too, because then people can see the emails since this is a YouTube video. So yeah, I'll share it on the laptop. Hopefully it doesn't cook the stream too much. But you'll have to let me know if my audio lags, yeah? All right, let's do this. So do we have a lot of emails?
I think we have a good amount.
Yeah, we can see. All right, let's see. Check in here. I can use the same. Actually, I'm not going to share them on this screen, but I'll edit them on. That way I can put it in like the corner rather than like being small. Okay, first email. We didn't do a rat list in the other pod, so we'll do the rat list here. Ted. Hi, Jack and Sam. Rat list car dealers that keep you waiting 3 to 4 effing hours when you're buying a new car. My brother bought a new Honda and was at the dealership for over 4 hours. He wasn't financing or buying any upgrades. I bought a Tesla 4 years ago and was in and out in 10 minutes. No exaggeration. Ted. Yeah, I haven't had that experience because I've never gone to buy a car. I just bought my car from my mom, but I can imagine that's not a very fun time.
I think Ted just wanted to tell us he has a Tesla.
Ted might have just wanted to say he had a Tesla, which respect, sure, fair. I guess you get a Tesla.
I haven't bought a new car either. I know that when you do buy a new car, there is a lot of waiting around, paperwork, all that stuff that goes into it. So I hate waiting. I hate wasting time. I mean, You hate waiting. You walk extremely fast. You don't like walking behind slow people. So I can imagine that it's not very fun for you to be at a car dealership either.
I don't think I'd like it very much. I don't think me and car dealerships would get along very well. I
probably not.
Next email we got is from Philip. A different kind of gallery. You know what? I'm just going to do this. We're going to do this. There's no ring light connected. Philip says, fellas, you already know I'm married to a cool lady that asked for the happy birthday message. Happy birthday, Philip. I can still hear the jingle in my head. Thanks. But she's been up to a cool art project lately. I wanted to share it. Her idea is to visualize Celtics seasons as art projects she can work on one game at a time. Green symbolizes a win. White symbolizes a loss. Here is the 21-22 season visualized as stands. It's a little hard to read with the win-loss streaks without turning the bottle, but you get the gist at a glance. The playoffs are represented. Okay, there's stuff below. I'll share the screen. I'll put these on the screen. I'm not going to share them here, but I'll show Sam. You get the gist at a glance. Playoffs are represented as beads hanging on the top. Then he said this 22-23 season visualizes stitching on a canvas. The words Celtics 22-23 are perfectly divided into 82 segments. Follow the letters as your hand would write them. You can see the win losses easily. The outer lines are playoff matches. It starts on the left as you circle in circles around to read them. If you look closely, she wrote the opponent of each round. Goddamn the Miami Heat. And finally, here's the glorious 23-24 season visualized as a quilt. One dashed line is a win or loss. So a solid line of a color is a 2-game streak. Notice how we basically never had a losing streak and crushed everyone at the end of the season. Love it. Postseason begins after the gold lines, and then a gold line separates each round. You can see the team's utter dominance. Well, that's all so far. I hope you enjoyed the gallery. She's dreaming the next season now. Cheers to her, the Celtics, and you two legends, Phil. Okay, we got to take a look now. Oh, that is cool. It's like a bottle of sand that visualizes the wins and losses, that losing streak at the start of the season.
That is tough. It looks like a big cake.
It does. That wasn't one. And then the beads for the playoffs. Very cool. Very cool. Next one. Stitch work. Yes, this is 22-23. And then the outer lines, the Heat.
I see the borders.
The Heat series.
Yes.
Unfortunate.
This is well done.
This is very cool. And then this season, this is awesome. Yeah, this rocks. And then 82 game season there. And then the lines. Yeah, this is very dope.
It's pretty like cool way to
visualize it.
Channel all of your fandom into creative work, and it comes out like something like this. This is really, really fun stuff.
Shout out. Thank you very much. Thanks, Philip, and thank you for the cool work your wife does. Tell her we think it's awesome, and happy birthday to you both. Next one, Jason Tatum slander and Olympic thoughts. Joseph Abbey. Shout out, Joe. Hey, fellas. Hope your travels to Las Vegas goes well. Super stoked that JT is the new cover athlete for 2K. Gonna swipe a cover from GameStop so I don't have to buy that trash game. Smart.
That's honestly actually not bad.
But it's infuriating that everything remotely regarding JT on social media gets completely flooded by hate. He could own a 20-acre corn farm in Nebraska, being corny for a living. All I care. As long as we can keep going to parades. As bummed as I am that JB isn't in the Olympics with the rest of the fellas, I'm happy that he's cooking those bums at Nike with no shame. Regardless of sneaker politics, I expect him to be on the 28 team after Curry, Braun, KD, Kawhi, and Drew age out. Also, the world isn't ready for Olympic Buffalo, so super happy for him. I hope him and Drew cause a diplomatic crisis with their defense and end up banned from multiple countries. Slander, this is my bit now. Joel Embiid might be the worst foul baiter I've ever seen. Everyone knows that FIBA refs don't look highly on foul baiting the way NBA allows. And in the first 5 minutes of the U.S.-Canada, I saw this dude turn the ball over twice and attempted flops. I can't believe we naturalized this bum. Tyrese Maxey's going to have quads of steel carrying this oaf and PG to their inevitable second-round exit. Thanks, Joe.
This is a fantastic email. This is right up my alley. I feel like I'm having deja vu. If you keep your eyes peeled this week on Knicks Film School, you'll see us chatting with Andrew, and he had a very similar feeling about Joel Embiid. Knicks fans are not fond of Joel Embiid at all, and I very much like Joe despise the foul baiting. It's terrible for the game. It's shameful that he gets rewarded, and it's so funny seeing him fail to capitalize on the same shenanigans in a more globalized version of the game.
Very much so. He fouled out of that game, the Canada game. And then I will say, Andrew didn't complain about the foul baiting part. Knicks fans aren't really allowed to complain about foul baiting with that Brunson guy on their team.
That's fair. Very fair.
Can't really complain about that part. Next email, the guy RJ. Some Summer League Celtics predictions. Morning, guys. I hope everyone there is staying hydrated. I'll repeat myself. Tomato juice is your friend. We have not drank.
Have not had to have tomato juice just yet.
A few quick takes this Saturday morning before the first C's Vegas game. This obviously already happened, but I hope the Celtics starting five against Heat are Davison, Springer, Walsh, Peterson, Keita. It was not. It was Scheierman instead of Peterson. Other than that, it was the same. Simply to flex at Summer League Shamrocks, boast a lineup that has 5 NBA champs. It's true. Tyler Cook and Killian Tilly are in mostly to provide scrimmage opponents for Anton Watson and Tristan Enaruna. Ironic. They'll get some game time to build up their film resumes, but at best, one of them sticks with Maine, while Harper Jr., House, and Ramsey are also most likely camp fodder. I can see 2 of them being invited to stay with Maine. One of them could possibly push JD off of his 2-way contract spot. I expect Anton Watson to get the third 2-way spot unless shows himself to be either unprepared, unlikely, or severely outperformed by Tristan Enaruna. Ditto for Drew Peterson. He only loses his 2-way if both Tristan Enaruna and Anton Watson lap him. I expect Baylor Scheierman to see much of his playing time as the 6th man this summer. He started the first game. Finally, while the third 2-way contract slot will likely be handed out by the end of Vegas, I don't expect anyone to claim the 15th roster spot. Also, I'm picking the boys of summer to win the Vegas League. Yikes. Be well and stay cool, RJ, who is looking forward to the first of the floor Celtics of the Roundtable joint podcast from poolside. We should have done one from poolside. We didn't even pod with them. That was dumb. We just hung out with them.
Hung out with them
off camera. They're cool guys. Shout out first of the floor. These guys are beasts.
It's a tough decision by us. I don't even know if it was a decision.
There wasn't a lot.
Just line up.
Bad timing, yeah, because they potted a lot later in the night, and we were doing earlier in the day. Then we went to
had to do our own stuff.
We did our own stuff. It's just there wasn't enough time, unfortunately.
But even though they didn't win, like we talked about it on the recap, a lot of things to be excited about. Springer was exciting. Scheierman was exciting. Walsh wasn't quite what we wanted him to be, and hoping that he plays a lot better tonight as you're listening to this. Going forward, I think we're going to continue to have plenty of fun things to watch for with the summer team. There's just so many guys on it that we don't really get to see in a regular game. The Celtics are so good that you don't see Springer, you don't see Davison, you barely see Nimi, and Scheierman coming in as a rookie is something to keep your eyes on no matter what.
Definitely. I'm very excited about Scheierman. I think he was one of the best players on the court. See the Celtics in that game. Next one, RJ after the game. C's can't beat the summer heat. Afternoon, folks. That was an entertaining game, even if it didn't end in a Celtics win. Best overall performances were by Springer, Davison, Scheierman, and Watson. Walsh looked good on defense. Well, kind of. Yeah, 6 fouls. Peterson looked good at times like he was trying to do too much, and Nemi put up numbers but looked disconnected on defense. Yeah, I know, first game of Summer League, but the Celtics were running 4 to 5 in the main guys, so they should have been better connected. Jamias Ramsey put up a quiet 16, while Watson and Scheierman each looked more comfortable as the game went on. Biggest surprise of the game for me was the ease with which Jaden Springer was taking 3-pointers and making them. Best part of the game was the way the Celtics opened the third quarter defensively. I hope they build on that. Enjoy Vegas and be well, RJ. Jaden Springer, Sam.
Jaden Springer looks excellent. Very big, taller than you would think in person. You look at him on TV, he's taller than me, which a lot of people here are taller than me, more than normal. But he does not look like somebody that you would see in person and be like, wow, this guy's massive. Can confirm he's massive. He's muscular. His quads are massive, almost Carson Edwards-esque. And he is a defensive behemoth. He uses all of those physical attributes to be a pain in the ass for the opposing team. And now we're getting to see him actually put it together on the offensive end. He's making threes. He's making difficult shots. He's creating for his teammates. He had 6 assists without a turnover as his first real game and who knows how long is the focal point of the offense. That's pretty impressive. Not sloppy from him at all.
I missed the mute button. Yeah, Springer was the best player on the floor for the Celtics. I thought Scheierman was probably second. Him or JD. JD feels like we haven't been talking about him enough, and he was really good too. But yeah, Nemi was a little bit underwhelming. Walsh was fine. Walsh had good defensive possessions, but he fouled too much. He still looked a little erratic. Nemi was underwhelming. Peterson, I thought, was good on defense, just wasn't good on offense. But Jamias Ramsey was the most surprising one to me. Him and JD. But next one. So, I went backwards by accident. There's the same emails I read before. Next email, hot take from Philip. Fellas, the summer heat has gone to my head. I got a way too early hot take. Baylor Scheierman reminds me of Bird. I'll keep reading.
Oh, we do that.
Let's get the obvious part of them being white out of the way. That's part of it. The stash is too. They're also from a small town and played a long college career. It's also his relative size and athleticism. Bird is a couple inches taller than Baylor, but might have a faster first step. Hard to say. Remember, this is an irrational take, but the thing that really sells it to me is his style. He has a Swiss Army knife offense and doesn't seem intimidated by anyone. Baylor has the same rapid fire bounce that Bird had. Of course, all of this is a resemblance, not equality. I know their ceilings are incomparable, but I still see some Bird in Baylor. Best Phil. You see Bird and Baylor?
No.
No Bird and Baylor. I see Joe Ingles in Baylor. I see a lot of Joe Ingles in Baylor. I can't get there with Larry.
It's a little bit more fair to say Joe Ingles.
I think that's
a lot
levels.
of pressure from Phil.
A lot of levels. Last email of the day from RJ. One summer league game is plenty of data. Afternoon, folks. I want to have more fun gambling. Maybe the Celtics. If you want to have more fun gambling, maybe the Celtics at the Roundtable could set up your own poker table, at least to keep the money in the family. We did talk about this, but I
we have enough people. We have 4 of us.
Ben for just tonight.
Probably don't have
we got 5.
Bobby
Manning. Yeah, we have 5.
5 is borderline enough.
Could ask Jared.
Yeah,
we could. Maybe. We could. We have to buy chips though.
Yeah,
and stuff. We'll figure it out. Now that we have one whole data point, let's jump to some unfounded conclusions. Last year, through the first 41 games, C started Tatum, Brown, White, Holiday, Porzingis 21 times. The first alternate behind that had Al subbing for KP 6 times. After that, he had 7 different lineups where deeper bench guys got a spot start. Hauser 4, Luke 2, Stevens 1, Banton 1. One in the lineup started Luke and Sam alongside each other against Toronto on 12-29 at home. C's held on to win 121-18 at the halfway point. Celtics were 32-9 at the midway, so not a bad result. Here's where the rampant speculation comes in. If Joe doesn't want to go with a deeper bench game by game, I can certainly see JT, Drew, Derek getting some nights off on a modified version of Al's load management plan. Hauser, Pritchard, Luke, Nemi, Tillman would slide into the starter spots with Springer, Walsh, and Scheierman getting bench run. Springer would get most of the backup Pritchard minutes. I think if he keeps showing the same offensive ability he did against the Heat on Saturday, Walsh, Scheierman show more consistently overall. So that's my early take. Chances are good by the time this is read on the pod. The game results against the Lakers will render much of it moot. Wrong. We're doing it now. Shout out. But that's what Summer League is for. Be well, stay hydrated, and don't hit on 16. RJ.
You do hit on 16.
You do hit on 16.
It depends what the deal is.
Yeah. You don't when you do, unless they're showing a 2, 3, 4, 5. If they're showing 2, 3, 4, 5, you don't hit on 16. But 7 or
anything above 7, you have to.
If they show a 6, though, you stay
Correct.
as well.
Yeah.
But if they're showing 7 or higher, you have to hit on 16.
Have to.
Got to. one summer league game in, and I already think Scheierman is more ready for NBA minutes than Walsh is. And I don't even think it's just he had like the worst game of all time. Just like everything we saw from Walsh last season, Scheierman is immediately the more NBA ready player.
You think like even with the defense, like the concern around the defense, you think he's more ready?
Yeah, absolutely. Because Walsh's defense is fine in theory, but still so erratic. Like he's not staying home on defense. Like Walsh in theory should be a great defensive player and has all the energy and hustle and instincts, but it's all like none of it's concentrated into like actual defensive like stability. It's all like this. It's like I'm trying to think of an example. It's like Marcus Smart's like craziest moments at all times. Like there is no like, oh, he's staying home. Like you'll see flashes of it, but it's not consistent enough to warrant that over what is clearly an extremely complete offensive game that Scheierman already has.
Okay, fair.
And for what it's worth, I don't think Scheierman was terrible on defense in that Heat game. He just, I said it once, I'll say it again. He played fine defense. He just doesn't jump at the end of his defensive play. Like he just kind of stands there. But yeah, I think that's all the emails we got. Quick video for you on an off day, but yeah, we'll be back to another full pod tomorrow, right? Full pod nothing anymore. Yeah, game repack, game stuff. Yeah, cool. Appreciate y'all. Send us emails, hbtcpod@gmail.com. They're usually in the full pods, but while we're in Vegas, I think they're just going to be individual videos. Send it to us with your atlas, all that stuff. We'll read it on here on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, and I'll let Sam take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, leave a like. You don't want to miss any of our daily uploads. They're coming at you at 5 a.m. Something new every single day, whether it's pods, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, game recaps, morning after, or other videos in between to keep you busy. We've got you covered. Streams will be back at some point here. We're planning on getting Talking C's back up and running. It's going to happen. You can count on us for all your Celtics content.
It's tough. It's just tough timing.
Yeah.
Ironically, because, well, I think it's because in the summer we all have like other stuff that we have going on rather than like we're in Celtics mode and we're like just Celtics mode. Now we're like, I'll go golfing. You'll go out with the girlfriend or like there's a lot of like we have more time. So we're scheduling like actual free time stuff, which makes it tough.
It's true. But they'll be back. If not in the summer, they'll be back in the season. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. All of our pods and game recaps will be there for you. If you follow us, they'll be right in your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very much. You can email us, like you saw today, hbtcpod@gmail.com is the address for that. We're going to read your emails, whether they're on a pod or a mailbag episode. We always love to hear from you. So definitely reach out, hbtcpod@gmail.com. The socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the podcast. All of our streams are there. They're on Twitter, and they're on YouTube. Jack's Twitter's at JacksMonNBA. Mine is at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.